working this time. All right. We're getting somewhere. All right. There we are. Ish. Yes. Okay. Hi. Hello, Lady Malshin. Hello, hello. Yes, on Twitch and YouTube, though Twitch had a head start. Still, still first. Still first. Ah. Hello, Majin Maya. Hello, hello. So, yeah, things, I'm pretty sure those of you who have been paying attention know that last time I did a stream, I was saying how, well, last time I did a stream on the main channel on YouTube, I said, hey, I'm going to be launching my visual novel in the next couple of days. Now, those of you who follow the gaming channel might have seen that that's where I streamed that. Slight regret there. Just part of the whole thing where it's like, you understand as a game dev marketing is important, but you don't really understand how important. And especially, oh, hello everyone, hello, it's good to see you all here. We're getting to what's up. We are getting to what's up. Because what's up has been a lot. What's the origin of the name Decker's Shadow? Journey to the Other Side? Well, simply put, when I started using the internets when I was a wee young lad in the 90s, there was a rule back then that everyone really stuck to, which is people on the internet are fucking crazy and you do not use your real name. It's really interesting with all of the, real ID verified shit these days they're trying to pull. But, back then we just kind of understood, like, okay, you get on the internet, but you're not going to use your real name because you're insane if you do. So, my ass being a young little teenager, or I guess they came up with the term tween, which just means young teenager. Why? Anyway, if your age ends in teen, you're a teenager, so I qualified. And I'm there trying to figure out, like, okay, I gotta come up with a name for myself on this internet thing that I'm doing. And one of the games I really liked on Sega Channel was the Sega Genesis version of Shadowrun, which I loved playing the Decker. So I'm like, okay, I'm on the internet now. I'm gonna be Decker. That's awesome. I'm Decker. I'm Decker. And then, beyond that, as I continued my journey of the internet, I got really into MUDs. That was MMORPGs before MMORPGs were MMORPGs. They were text-based. Go north, you go north. You see you see kobold, kill kobold. You attack kobold, you pierce it for 1 damage. A kobold smashes you, your spleen explodes for 59 damage. You are dead. That's this kind of that kind of experience. But there was this one that I played called The Weave, which was based on the Wheel of Time series, which I had no idea what that was at the time. But as I was making my character there, they're like, what is your name? I'm like, okay, Decker. And they're like, what is your surname? Oh shit. The Shadow. Ooh, but without the W, because that would be cool. My 15-year-old brain knew everything that was cool at the time. Oh, yeah. So that's how I ended up with Decker Shadow. Now, the internet personality of best hair, that's based more on this. Well, I've always been complimented for my hair. Is this guy still in Texas? Yes, I'm still in Texas. Now, I've always been complimented for my hair, so that was an easy thing to go on. But also, I was just trying to think of something to sell myself with, because it's like you have all of these. Around the time I was really starting as a whole internet personality thing, people had like, oh, this is my niche here, this is my niche here, I do this, I do that, I do that. And I was thinking like, well, every niche is covered, and I just kind of want to do my own thing anyway. I have a thick Texan accent? Well, I mean, I've been in Texas for 20 years. I have an accent that gets all over the place. Like if my emotions get high enough, I start going New York on people, and it's just like, okay, all right, you sons of bitches. Uh, but but the straighten my hair just once, please. Oh no. uh, but what part of Texas? Southeast. You get smacked by all the hurricanes. It's wonderful. Also, avoid the deserts and the mountains. So it's just nice, flat, wet, lots of mosquitoes, and occasionally we lose power for a long time, and it's like 117 degrees outside. Uh, but it's got its perks. The Yeah, so I was trying to figure out like something to sell myself on, and my brain just kind of rewound to an old episode of Married with Children with what was the name? There's the one health the one there was the one like it's just the aerobics instructor on TV and such, and he was the healthiest man in Chicago, which was it ended up being the punchline after Peg wins the contest to get the personal training from him, but she doesn't want to actually do personal training. She just wants to watch him flex while she eats bonbons, and ends up just kind of getting him on the couch eating bonbons, watching TV next to her. And so there is at the end, he's there just sitting there, big beer belly, smoking cigarettes. Is like, yeah, healthiest man in Chicago. But so Jim Jupiter, yes. Uh, and so I just like kind of took that energy and mutated it into the internet personality with the best hair. So that I'm just kind of always channeling a little Jim Jupiter. When it's hello World Wide Web, I'm Decker Shadow, the internet personality with the best hair. What's his real name? Haven't been keeping up for several years. Been a huge fan since you were 12. Wow. Well, I don't know how old you are now, but still, that sounds like a long time. Didn't know if the name was public. I think it's public enough. If you get my visual novel, it says my name in it when it says it's Convent Chronicles Revelation by. It doesn't say Decker Shadow there. It says my name. You're not going to be able to pronounce it, but it says it. That's another benefit of a stage name. The upcoming movie review. I haven't, unfortunately, sat down to watch diddly. I have been incredibly busy moving. In case you didn't notice the new apartment-ish kind of stuff going on. Things are still a little bit unkempt and messy. We're in the midst of unpacking. Got all trying to keep things organized and get all the essentials. Here we have a Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch there in its case. Here we have yet another Nintendo Switch. This one has the big ass handlebars on it, so it's mine. The other one is Poltus. And here, of course, we have the Steam Deck. This is the only one that actually came with the case. Very nice. And the all-important box of incense and candles. Gotta figure out where I'm putting that. Thank you, Bad Dragonite, for the $2 super chat. In the process of moving to Oof. Best of luck to you as well. And thank you for the 20 Lunks Venture. Or Yonks Venture. I don't know. Is it capital I or lowercase L? I always get confused. It was an uppercase L and then. So it's probably Lunks. Okay. Decker, I've been watching since Summer Freddy vs. Jason. Anyway, always been one of my favorite reviewers. Generally hope you and your wife are well. You said you won't do trauma anymore. I'd kill to see decapitated. I don't know if I said. Did I say I wouldn't do trauma anymore? I know that trauma is difficult. Especially with the YouTube crap, like with all of the stuff you gotta bend over backwards. recently moved to Lady Malchin. Yeah, I think the economy's hitting all of us really hard right now. Everyone's moving, including me. Still pals with Creepy? I mean, well, the last correspondence we had was already several weeks or months old by the time the last stream came up when I was discussing that a bit, and I haven't spoken to him since then still, so. I mean, it was not a bad back and forth we had at that point. So, but I don't know. You'll have to ask him if he's pals. I'm like, hey, Creepy's still alive. He's got his I want to say LinkedIn, but I don't think that's right. Substack. Um, where he's got he's an author, does his authorial things. Still have my dogs. I got Lou, I got Tara, I got Dobby. Thank you for the 5 Quack and Bacon. Been watching since 2018, 26 now. The entire summer of Freddy vs. Jason is a comfort watch. Love the Wishmaster videos. Oh man, Wishmaster. Like Wishmaster 1 and 2. Like 1, 2, and 3 really mean a lot to me because like I saw Wishmaster 1 and I was like, this is awesome. And then I saw Wishmaster 2 and a lot of the discourse around that was it's crap, and I'm like, I don't know, it's fun. It's not the same as the first, but it's still fun. It's a nice sequel. And then Wishmaster 3 comes out and I'm like, this is garbage. And then I decide to do the reviews and I find out there's a Wishmaster 4 and I'm like, how is this even worse? It's just miss the summer of this year. Yeah, I missed the summer entirely. Last stream, you heard that I was working like nose to the grindstone on Convent Chronicles Revelation, getting the I was getting the you see game dev is an interesting thing because marketing is so damn important on it. Like the amount of time I spent making sure that as many people as possible would be able to read it. At the end of the day, maybe didn't matter quite so much when I'm not sure if anyone from any of the countries that I localized into actually managed to buy the game. So, inspired to write your own horror novel. Nice, Jason. Since it's a thing that comes up a lot, and of course I have my hands in understanding the technology, I will say right now, anyone who suggests that you can improve your writing with AI is lying to you. AI is garbage at writing. Just do it manually. Now, for me, it was an easy choice because the only benefit of AI for sacrificing all the quality is speed. And since I was spending so damn long generating all of the images for the visual novel, there was no benefit at all. It's just nothing but downsides if I wanted to use AI for the writing. So I'm like, okay, fuck that. But there's so many people like all over YouTube. So many. If any of you out there with ADHD can attest to this, because I know you motherfuckers are real good at pattern recognition. Because I'm real good at pattern recognition, and you know when you're 5 seconds into a video, and you know damn well that AI wrote the script, and you're out. That's a large percentage of the shit on the front page nowadays. Oh, I can't stand it. Don't use AI, too afraid when Skynet sends the T-1000. Yeah, I mean, it's not so much that Skynet's gonna send it as much as China or America. Now, if it's America, it's Skynet. Because, I don't know, China can fuck things up too. China makes things cheap. But that's really, it's the whole thing with that, the main force causing all of the funding and all of the resources of the planet being funneled into it, and also explaining, why is there such a high anti-AI sentiment in America, but not so much in South Korea? It was like, well, because China isn't concerned about South Korea's AI infrastructure, that's not going to be able to defeat China. America has a chance. So if you're going to send some negative propaganda, it's going to be that way. But nevertheless, when it comes to the generative side and all this is just silly putty. This is the side effect. This is the the uh, what's the word? It's the dross, really. What's the word? There's a word here. I just wrote a frickin' novel. I should know words. It's not side of it's a byproduct. Byproduct. Effectively, generative AI and just digging around and making images of like cats doing TikTok dances. That is not the primary reason for the technology's existence. That's not why we are completely strip mining all of the rare minerals and boiling off all the water. It's to try to kill each other. That's the primary purpose of the technology, as with all technologies. You have a P.O. box, custom statues and figures. I don't have a P.O. box. Every time I tried to, well, the one time I tried to go, it was surprisingly expensive. And I was like, yeah. Speak of the devil just got an AI topic ad. Oh boy, the AI ads. Yeah. It's not just repetition, it's a pattern. It's not just annoying, it's infuriating. Yes, White Mouse, yes, yes. Oh, the chat. Sorry, Twitch. Is the YouTube chat is moving real fast, and I should bring this close. How do I bring it closer and still be able to pay attention to everything? Summer Stephen King movies would be fun. I mean, yeah, Stephen King. It's interesting because it's like he writes enormous books, so of course you're not going to fit that in a 90-minute movie. And then of course you got the that's I don't know if anyone else can hear that, but that is a bit of an issue with this apartment. The air conditioner is really loud. We have central air in here, but the inside HVAC unit is mounted right there at the vent. So it turns on and it's just loud. So, Pumpkinhead had many sequels too. Didn't I already review the Pumpkinhead sequels? Hello, Lady Night. Hello, hello. Thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you, thank you. And I might have missed some because there were so many. There's a lot of like I never touched on the. Wow, what was there an official Pumpkinhead video game thing either in Dead by Daylight or Mortal Kombat? I know I'm trying to think, and I'm thinking of the Mugen Pumpkinhead like that, but that's just a mod. That's just a people. How loud are we talking? Screaming bear loud or snoring of a particular large cop? I mean, it's loud enough. I can hear it right here, clear as day. Me and Polter, we've kind of got used to it because before it kicks in, you hear a little dunk, and then you have like 7 to 12 seconds before the vent just starts going. So we got to keep the door closed when we go to sleep because it's right there on the other side of the door. Polter's got her own personal office there. It's we got a little 2-bedroom apartment thing going on here, and there was a thing I wanted to set it up so that I didn't want to have my back towards the door. That's the front door, so I got the wall back here, the couch, kitchen over there, Dobby right there. The partially done food bowls there, bags of random stuff that have to be organized over there. Loud ass air conditioner over there. And yeah, so I didn't want to have my back towards the door because I don't know. There was one time in the previous home when someone barged in, just walked in the house. They were not supposed to be there. Evidently, they were scoping the place out to rob it. And yeah, I didn't necessarily feel so safe with my desk at the wall, and I'm facing the wall, and my back is turned towards the door. Give Dobby a sock, but no, it's my socks. Also, Lucas Rocks, thank you for the 10. Your Halloween 6 breakdown of both versions was awesome. Please more King miniseries. Oh, the Stephen King miniseries. I mean, I have not touched on the Stephen King Shining miniseries, and there is so much to touch on there. But like one thing I really wanted to tackle, like as a big project, I think I might have mentioned this last time, or I might have forgotten to mention it, but I wanted to mention it. Was one thing I really want to do is just a big fucking Last of Us video. The games, Last of Us 1 and 2, and the seasons of Last of Us Season 1 and Last of Us Season 2. And I'm probably not going to have to worry about any Last of Us past that because everyone's kind of figured out that Neil is not very good at writing. uh, I, I have a lot to talk about with The Last of Us in terms of general writing quality. Like, the acting and directing can be great, but The Last of Us 2 is a fucking idiot plot. Do I have my piece? Poulter and I, and Poulter's cousin especially, she found this place. We were packing a lot. We were working so hard to get it because it was just like, surprise, we can't keep the place, get the fuck out. And it was like, okay, well, this is new and bad. So I just kind of had to figure out what the hell I was doing. And so immediately we're just trying to find places to live. And it's not like Poulter didn't really have ideas about like, hey, let's get somewhere a little better to live. But every time we looked, it was always like, everything's too expensive. There's, it's either too expensive or terrible places. And it was just, always kind of a wash. But here it was like, okay, you have absolutely no choice. You have to go. So wherever we're going to be, we're going to end up somewhere. And I feel like we really kind of lucked out at this place. Now, price wise, it's like, $1,000 a month, but that's all bills paid. Not internet. That I pay that myself. But the electric, the gas, the rent, like that's rolled into one. That's included in the 1,000. So, and it's a 2-bedroom duplex, single floor, and the whole area around it is the buildings are actually kind of spaced apart from each other. It feels a lot more like just a miniaturized suburb than it does an apartment complex. So it's actually like, okay, this is actually not a bad place to just kind of live. One unfortunate thing is don't have covered parking anymore. So my car sits there. The sun beats into the windshield. I get inside. I feel my skin sizzling. I breathe. I feel my lungs baking. I grab the steering wheel. I take my hands off. I gotta go like this for a while I drive somewhere while the steering wheel cools off. What happened to my farm life? Had outdoor background. Yeah. I mean, it was nice, but it evidently, one thing that I wasn't necessarily aware of was that with Chronicles Revelation, I really needed to sell enough to make $1 million in order to stay where I was. I didn't know that. So as soon as it was clear that that wasn't going to happen, the news came like, get the fuck out, which was also fun because that was on my birthday. It's, the previous stream, I was talking about it was leading up to my birthday, and my birthday was going to be when I was going to launch the game, and my birthday happened on July 28th, and I did launch the game on July 28th, and I was like, yay, I popped champagne, I was like, there it goes. So I think now it's at 42. Let me check. How many copies have sold? for a first time Steam release, for indie dev kind of first release ever, 42 sales is not bad. Oh, we're 43. Did one of you do it just now? One of you did it just now, didn't you? Yeah, it's 43 sales, 3 refunds, so total 40 sales. Lifetime net revenue $544. So, considering like half of all Steam games that release don't even make back the 100 that it costs to list it, that's not too bad. What game? Convent Chronicles Revelation. Let me pop the link to the store page over in chat in case you're interested. Now, yes, the art is all AI. But I still took over 2 years to put it together, so please don't tell me it's low effort. It's lower effort than if I would have drawn it by hand. Yes, you got me there, but if I had drawn it by hand, it would have taken at least 3 decades. Now, if I had gone for something that was a much smaller scope, yeah, it wouldn't have taken 3 decades. And I'm trying to see about doing that for my next visual novel. I'm looking at doing something that's a little more, rom-com, a rom-com kind of a parodic visual novel based on a side story that does exist within this visual novel. There's a lot of side stories. There's a shitload going. Convent Chronicles Revelation is a 115,000 word story. There are over 40 unique characters in it, and it's just absolutely loaded with little bits here and there, and there's several side stories that you can encounter. Some that you can miss entirely, some that are just integral to the main plot through a line. And one of those side stories I'm thinking of just kind of extrapolating out into its own visual novel as a kind of standalone experience that's going to be more in the vein of something like Stay Stay or Panzer Models. Something that it's a visual novel, but it's got its twist, and its twist is one of those just kind of silly things, but it plays it kind of straight, but playing it straight leans into the comedy aspects. Slasher dating sim? Oh no. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, and thank your wife. Slasher dating sim, that would be a kind of visual novel you would expect out of me. But Convent Chronicles Revelation, I've always tried to say, like, the elevator pitch for it is Devil Hunter Yoko meets Jesus Christ Superstar. It's a bit of an interesting little experience. Lady Knight says that she wants my soundtrack. It's, the soundtrack, of course, also is AI generated through Suno. But like I spent a while trying to make it so it would fit the scenes very well. There's still things that could have been done better. Like I say, there's not a single aspect of it that's AI generated that would not have been better if it was made by a human. The problem is doing so would have been oppressively expensive, and I don't know if you realize this, but I lost my house. I don't exactly have a lot of money I'm rolling around in right now. So, yeah. I'll let your friend into it. He loves visual novels, and it looks right up his path. And unfortunately, the AI art does turn a lot of people off, which is understandable. You have to kind of be able to see past that. It is what it is. Downloading the demo to see if it'll run on your Steam Deck. If it does, you'll be purchaser number 45. Thank you. But I have my Steam Deck, and yes, it does run. But also, if you're on the fence, you can just play the demo. The save data carries over from the demo to the main game. How do I not have enough money? Well, one thing is the fact one thing I've been thinking about is the fact that I, of course, had to be just have fucking standards, and I'm sure you've noticed that I've never done sponsorships. That's not because I was never offered sponsorships. I just really don't like that in videos, and I'm like, nah, I want my videos to do well enough that I can just do good enough on the ad revenue. If you remember, it took me a long time before I even did mid rolls because don't like mid rolls, but now I'm loaded with mid rolls because that's just how YouTube is, and I'm thinking like, well, I have to pay my rent. I better actually do some damn sponsorships. Have I tried using AI Decker Shadow for reviews? Oh, I would not want that. Like, I really hate AI writing so much. Now, one bad thing about the move, one thing that's going to be difficult for me moving forward with the reviews and such is one of the first things I'm going to have to do is buy some new monitors because during the move, my triple monitor setup here got a bit slimmed down. Lost two of my monitors. Need to replace them. Now, fortunately, when I bought the monitors in the first place, I was being quite frugal with it. So to replace these two monitors with two matching monitors of the one that survived, it would after taxes be something like $240 total. Like each monitor is 110. Still have the cat? Oh yes. Do hate the Sasquatch so bad. AdRev is better than AI. Yeah, yeah. Main reason I'm asking about the Summer of Stephen King earlier is because Misery is your personal favorite movie of all time. Curious of my opinion. I've seen the memes. I've got an idea of Misery, but I've never actually sat down to watch Misery as far as I can recall. And I certainly haven't read it because that requires reading. I'll write something, but you expect me to read it? But yeah, I would suggest anyone check out the demo to Conflict Chronicles Revelation because it's unique. It comes from my mind, and I didn't quite realize just how fucked up my mind was until I put pen to paper. I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like I have no idea where the story came from, really. Like, I can sort of hazard guesses. Like, there of the few people who have played through Conflict Chronicles Revelation, they did seem to enjoy it, so that's good. But hello, Crimson Red Robin. Hope all is well. It's a relative term. It's a relative term. Looking to see more movie reviews. Yeah, I'm looking forward to making more movie reviews. What game are we talking about? Conflict Chronicles Revelation. The one I made. Well, the visual novel I made. As far as gameplay aspects go, the thing that really counts, I'd say, is that getting the achievements is a little bit like a puzzle game because the description of the achievements gives you a clue of what you gotta do, and then you do it and you get the achievement. I have not seen Lanterns. Is Lanterns what would be qualified as TV? Because generally, I don't watch TV. I don't know then, Lady Knight, what to do other than if you can turn off Steam Cloud, then manually delete the stuff, and then play and make a new save somewhere, and then turn Steam Cloud on, and then it'll tell you that there's a Steam Cloud a mismatch, and it'll ask you, do you want to use what's on the cloud or do you want to use locally? You tell it locally, and that should work. Went to the spa this weekend, had a milk bath. It was wonderful. They asked, would you like it pasteurized? I said, no, just up to my neck. Okay. But the achievements stay. The last two are driving you nuts. I can tell you what you gotta do, but that, like, which are the achievements you're having trouble with, Lady Knight? Let me take a look. It's easy for me to see this because you're the one person who reviewed Convent Chronicles Revelations. So I just go down here, click on your account. Okay, you've got 28 of 30 achievements. You are missing Sweet Dreams and Cozy Reading. Okay. Now, these two are, like, Sweet Dreams is about as difficult as most achievements, but it does require a kind of. It's not as obvious what you gotta do for, like, setup and payoff to get it to trigger. And Cozy Reading, interestingly enough, is probably the most complex one because it requires the most things to be done in order to trigger it. But it, if you recall what aspects are like, because the description of Cozy Reading is like have Amada read a special book with a special cover. So you got to remember, where do you get a special book for Amada and where do you get a special book cover for Amada? Do those two things and then encounter Amada reading, and it should trigger. Convent Chronicles YouTubeation. I'm just hoping, like, it's going to be difficult with the lack of the two monitors, because the big trick I've found that really works for me is popping into VR, using my wheel back there to fly a plane, and having virtual monitors floating that I can click between, play the movie, type the scripts, and just kind of keep doing that as I'm blocking out the rest of the world. And I have the brown noise of the engine going on in my head. And that's a brown noise, not the brown note. Those are two very specifically different things. And so you got that going on, and it just melts away all distractions, helps me focus, and I can actually get the stuff done well. But in order for that to work with my virtual monitor setup, they need physical monitors to tie to in order to get the windows to stack right. And if I don't have physical monitors anymore, that kind of makes it difficult. Wonder how Decker's getting his hair to stay so good with the summer heat. Well, first, you see, you gotta hop in a nice shower and brush out all the tanglies as you do, and then you slather on some of this beautiful Verb curl shampoo. It's this. I get it on Amazon. It's not the most expensive shampoo out there, but it's not the cheapest. And then, after you do the shampoo and you rinse all of that out, like, clean hair, how nice. Then you brush in some beautiful curl conditioner from Voib. And you get that coil conditioner in there. You get a good amount in. For my hair, I give them like 2 pumps, put it in, brush it through, and then I let that sit while I take care of the rest of myself. So the conditioner's sitting there for about 3 minutes-ish. And you get the thing going like, nice on the hair. And after that, after all of that, then you finish your shower, you rinse out the conditioner from your hair, you brush your hair, you pat dry with a towel, and then you get this lovely baby right here, some curl cream. Now this one you gotta be a little bit more careful with. So you put like a little glob of it in your hand, and then you rub your hands together to coat your hands, and then you lightly pat. You lightly pat all around there, like bum, 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 bum. Could have an Amazon account and Amazon link to my shampoo and conditioner. Yeah, I probably should, like, yeah. I'm a two-pump guy. Don't think that's safe for YouTube. One nice thing about the move, though, I recently bought another bottle of the Verb, another set of the Verb, and it was annoying because I was there like, it has $100. I could have sworn I had these already kicking around somewhere. So I'm digging through things, packing things, and hey, I found my other shampoo and conditioner void bottles. They're right here. So I got Verb for a while now. Thank you, Geekstock. Geestock, not geeks. Geese. Okay. Growing out your hair for the first time, and 80% of the reason why is to donate it. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, did discover almost all gray. Yeah, I'm getting grayer and grayer. And bolder. And bolder. And grayer. I'm getting old. Old. Really old. That could have been a yes, yes. That is. Oh, but funny thing, I did. I went into my YouTube monetization, where it's like, okay, here you set yourself up for sponsorship things here. We're gonna analyze your audience and see like what are they into. And according to YouTube, my audience isn't necessarily all that interested in movies. You're all a bunch of fucking metalheads. Like, that's the primary thing. I'm just surrounded by metalheads. Yeah, Lady Night, you're a metalhead. Yeah, yeah. Starting to look like someone with a ham license. How does it know? I'm not sure, Ashes to Anvils. It just. It's like, okay, what we could work with here based on your audience, it's a bunch of fucking metalheads. Cool, but how, huh? Didn't know you were a metalhead, Crimson Red Robin. I mean, so some of us choose it, some of us discover it along the way. Know any Thompson twins for the guitar? Unfortunately, no. I haven't had much of a chance to mess with my guitar, sadly, which is one reason why I really, really, really wish I had a Roland Axe Edge. This is a fine little guitar, but it is a MIDI controller, first and foremost. There is no synthesizer. This has to be plugged into a synthesizer. A Roland Axe Edge is a good MIDI controller, but also is a full synthesizer by itself. And it's a Roland synthesizer, so it's a really good synthesizer. And unlike pretty much every other guitar out there that has a built-in synthesizer, it's also a good MIDI controller. It's not a half-ass MIDI controller. So it's a nice guitar, but it's like you got the pitch ribbon here. You have to hold down and then move before it kind of changes the pitch. Whereas with the Roland, you could be like high, 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 low, 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 and it's like where you touch on the pitch ribbon changes the pitch. You don't have to like start. It's not centered where you touch and then you slide. And the pitch wheel's nice, but I feel like the pitch wheel and the pitch ribbon is like a shittier pitch wheel on this. Now the Axe Edge does not have a pitch wheel. but the pitch ribbon on it is much better, I'd say. But uh, still, this is a very nice guitar. First time YouTube has recommended something of mine in 2 years. I noticed we got like nearly 200 viewers simultaneously. Possibly when I ran off to get the shampoo and conditioner, it did click up to over 200 for a bit there. I don't know. Favorite movie this year so far? I haven't. Yeah, have I watched it? I was watching movies earlier this year. I haven't seen anything new. Well, I did see a bit of Iron Lung playing in the other room as I was walking by. Does that count? It's just you get the uploads, but don't get recommended videos for me. I think I still got a C minus. I got a lot I gotta see. I've been spending so much time working on Convent Chronicles Revelation. On the one hand, it's like I'm like, yay, it's finally over. On the other hand, I also got a request to translate it into Spanish. So I'm like, okay, I could do that. It'll take a while, but I can do that. Now, one thing is I don't want to spend 16-hour days on the localizing into Spanish like I did with every other language. Oh god. So much. Boom, 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 boom. Might want to check with my neighbors because of drunken driving cursing. I mean, fortunately, like when I'm outside, I can hear the neighbors' kids like through their windows. Inside, I really don't. Like occasionally, there's a bump or two, but so either their kids are really well behaved when I'm inside, or the dividing wall between the apartments is nicely thick. Favorite game this year? Is I haven't really played much. I bought Mecha Chameleon, but I haven't actually loaded the damn thing yet. I have played a little bit though. Sometimes pull today like, hey, Decker, hey, paint me real quick. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to control this. Like, and so it's not necessarily making it any easier because it's like, yeah, I have the dexterity in my hand to work the mouse, but I don't know the controls. And then she's working the keyboard, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Blood of the Dawnwalker. Oh, of course, I know what my favorite game this year is. Convent Chronicles Revelation. That came out in 2026. Came out on my birthday. Liked it so much, I made the damn thing. Bowski's getting lost in Control. It's on sale for $5. Okay. Yeah, Control, the map in Control is a bit difficult to figure out. It's not really that bad. It's just it doesn't do what a lot of games do with just, the little blip of you are here facing this way and now please move around and you'll see exactly where you're going on this extremely well thought out maze. It's like, here's these areas, figure out where you are, and figure out how to get to where you want to go. Like, oh. Thank you for the 10, Mr. Couch Incident. Holy crap, just noticed this live. It's good to see you, man. Thank you. Thank you, Kendall Hall. I've wanted to see about possibly making my own horror movie, but that would be difficult. But yeah, at least I got my couch over here. There was a bit of a tug of war between me and Poulter as to the fate of the couch. She doesn't really care for the couch, and I'm like, but it's a nice couch. And she's like, well, we're probably not even going to be able to fit it anywhere. And then there's definitely a thing to be said about not really having all that much room for too many things. But I have this couch. Say, we're trying to figure out where to put the giant TV because the giant TV got a little bit of damage to it. Unfortunately, of all fucking things, during one of the rainstorms recently, it went into the roof in such a way that it literally never has ever before. And then it dripped down from the ceiling. Just like a couple little drips. And it just so happened to be exactly over the air vent of the TV. So now there is a single pixel line going down that's just kind of, it's not really dead pixels, but it's fucked up pixels. Like, if it's on a single image for a while, it could fade away or it could become sharper. It's just not really right. But it's just a single line on a 4K 86-inch TV. And trying to see, like, okay, we can't really hold this. Does anyone in the family want it? And everyone in the family is there like, oh, it's damaged. Well, to fix it would cost more than the TV cost. Like, yeah, but it's 1 pixel. It's 86 inches. It's a good TV. So everyone else is like concerned about how they're going to throw it away, and it's like, what the hell are you talking about? This is a very nice TV. No one's throwing it away. So now I'm thinking, like, what if I just like put it up there on the wall, like, boom, right there, just TV right above the couch. I'm not going to be able to see it while I'm sat there, but while I'm sat here, watch the TV. And that wouldn't be a bad place in the videos for me to just put some shit up. Play the movie. Put up an image of anything. Just have a nice, dynamic something there. Just, hey, here it is. Like, that's not a terrible idea, I don't think. I might have to move the couch a little bit forward so I don't risk leaning my head back and breaking the screen. Then we're definitely going to throw it away. Don't know if you remember John Skeleton 6902. I'm terrible at names. Sorry about not getting back to you about the helping with the PS5 controller. Locked out of Twitter and have been trying to get back into it and all. Okay, I do remember about the PS5 controller, but yeah, it's cool. We're really not playing the PS5 that much. Poulter is selling her PS5 to her cousin, and I still have mine. We're debating whether or not we're going to keep it. It's like the pawn shop, the local pawn shop was saying, like, we'll give you $80 for it, and it's like, I paid $500 for this thing. Right now, they're going for $700. Used, it's worth $500. What the hell you mean $80? No, it's worth more to me than $80. So, yeah. Thank you, Scorpion. Tell the pawn shop to get bent. Yeah. They also wouldn't buy my old monitors. Like, I had been holding on to them because they were still useful monitors. But they were like, no, we don't take that. I was like, yeah. And so I put it down on the side of the carport. And then it rained pretty heavily and it got rain all over those monitors. So those are ruined now. Got 200 for your Switch? I mean, yeah. I mean, and I got. I got 2 Switches and a Steam Deck right here. Now, we have a Switch too, so I don't necessarily. Oh, I'm flinging these around. They're not zipped up. We have a Switch 2, so we don't necessarily need one of these Switches. But yeah, Switch I would think is like more along the lines of I could see selling it for like 80 because it's it's very old and the Switch Lite exists, which is like $200. So also, I think my Switch has a swollen battery. Let me double check. I mean, that battery look a little puffy to you? Anyone out there like just does it appear just a little? It just let me take a look at pulses. Let's do a compare and contrast. This is Poulter's. This is mine. I feel like mine is just a little bit more like around the vent a little bit more. Just a just a smidge, but enough to be like, well, that's got to be coming from somewhere. So for that, yeah, I'd say getting 80 for my Switch wouldn't be a bad deal. Thank you for the 10, Rational Ginger. Always appreciate your reviews and content. Sorry I can't stay up for the whole stream. Hope things start looking up. I'm sure things will come around. I'm just trying to keep my head above water right now long enough to be able to do that. Like I want to see it's like a 2mm bulkier, probably the battery going AWOL. Yeah. I say it's just a little tiny, but it's been like that for years. And I'm like, something up with that. Something up with that. But what was I saying? Yeah, as the things I'm trying to see about doing to get my finances in order. Number one, do freaking sponsorships, you stupid bastard. You need the money. You can't pretend you're above this. You care about the quality of your videos. Yeah. Well, so do people care about getting paid. You fucking asshole. And the other one is there is theoretically a potential that I might be able to be signed on as Poulter's live-in caretaker. And if that is officially recognized by the government and they decide, okay, that's a job to be paid for, that could, in theory, be worth upwards of $1,500 a month. Sadly, they don't have back pay on that because does anyone want to run the math of exactly how much $1,500 a month is worth after 10 years? Talk about your unpaid labor. Feel like it kind of see it, but it could just be lighting. Still try for at least 150. Yeah, I feel like if it's especially just by itself, and you're just dealing with someone who does trade-ins and they're not like a Switch expert, they're not going to look at that and be like, swollen battery. This isn't one of those pothead streams, is it? Not yet. Not yet. Oh. Affiliate sponsorships, partnership programs get you on a few. It's just that's one of those things where it's like my main concern has always been with trying to make the best videos I can, and it's interesting because I do see I understand like a lot of people do look at it like they're trying to make the most money they can, and then you get like a situation Like it's a bit of a disconnect between like there was a recent statement I read from Notch, Mr. Minecraft, where after he got his bag from after he got his bag from Microsoft. My brain wanted to say Mr. Beast. It was close enough. After Notch got the bag from Microsoft for several $1 billion or at least $1 billion for Minecraft, uh, his inspiration to create effectively just died. And it was mainly because, as far as I could figure, his inspiration was tied to him making money. Like he was trying to make money, and now he made enough money where at least he's smart enough to realize that he doesn't need more than $1 billion. So he's not like, I gotta get that. I gotta make number go bigger. Like at least he's smart enough to realize that's not important. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's that's a lot of unpaid labor, guys. Now that's if Uncle Sam would agree that it's worth that much. They might not. They might say, "Hey, you're not worth anything." They might say, "Hey, you're worth like 500 a month." So but still, uh, it would have been really helpful, especially considering like we might have been able to keep the house. Probably not. If I had been making that much money, I wouldn't just have it on the side there in a giant pile while I'm continuing to schlep around with like, I can't afford this, can't afford that. And then it's like, we're about to lose the house. Don't worry. I have $180,000 back here. We can keep the house. Like, no, that's not the situation that would have happened. Uh, but I'd probably at least have a little bit longer before everything hit the fan. uh, but yeah, like that's kind of the disconnect I think between my thought patterns with it and Notch's. Is Notch was trying to create to make money, and I'm wanting to create to create. Not everyone loses their creativity after a bag that size. Yeah, yeah, true, but it's like some still just want to make a number go bigger. But yeah, I just really like creating. Really enjoy it. Used to talk to Stanley at Comic Cons. He'd say cash driven. Even he had Cracker Jack snack adverts in his comics with Jack Kirby. Hmm. Has anyone heard the new movie Coyote versus Acme? I saw a bit of the trailer for Coyote versus Acme. It looks fun. It looks enjoyable. It looks like something I want to watch. Miss the old couch setup though. I mean, there were several couches I went through. I liked my original couch. It was so ugly. It was such a hideous couch, but it was just so. It had so much personality. It was just this little love seat with all this hideous pattern on it. Um, ah, thank you, Mrs. Mary Love. Every third stream on here is a pothead stream. Bunch of hotheads getting high, wasting away. I mean, I could. It's against TOS, but at this point, fuck it. I don't got nothing. I got some beer, but usually I like to be driving my truck when I'm having my beer. Do I believe in Sasquatch? You see, that's an interesting one because when I was younger, it'd be like, oh yeah, it's like it makes sense. He'd clearly be there, but at the same time, now I'm like, but shouldn't they have found him by now? But on the other hand, it's like for a long time, mountain gorillas were considered cryptozoological. So it's not impossible. But it's America and everyone has a cell phone with a camera in their pocket. It's like, how, did John Marsden really take them all out? Is that what happened? since I reviewed the first 3 Species movies, am I going to review the 4th movie, Species: The Awakening? Oh god, I had something going on with the Species reviews. Some sort of pattern I noticed at the second, and then I did on the third, and I don't remember what it was. So either I missed the pattern or the pattern isn't here yet and I shouldn't review it yet. What's happening? Uh, oh, one nice thing here though is we get gigabit internet here. That's another thing though. One of the things that was like driving me a little crazy is that well, we were being told in the old place like, hey, the internet bill is like through the roof, and it's like, well, okay, you handle that bill, so say what we can do about it. And then like at the end, it's like saying like it was like $200 a month, and it's like, what do you mean? Because I'm checking the prices, and the prices they have for the speeds we're getting should be like $50 a month. Like past the introductory prices, it's the $50 a month range. And like that was never quite figured out. And I'm like, pretty sure Spectrum has been screwing you. And it's 100 there, Lady Night. Like, um, getting 500 megabits a month around here is like $50. Especially since we had our own equipment, so that's $10 off the monthly price right there. 5 for equipment where you're at. Okay, well, around here it's 10 for equipment. Now, sadly, Spectrum was there like, hey, we don't support your modem no more. It's a 3.0, we do 3.1 now. So I was like, okay. What's the highest speed? The highest speed they offer on their site is 2 gigabits. Now, the highest speed they offer in this location is 1 gigabit. But the highest speeds that were possible at the old place was 500 megabit. So I'm still there wondering, like, how the hell are you paying twice as much as you would for the speeds available at the highest end of this of the highest spectrum of spectrum here? You're paying twice that. What's going on here? Because I don't know. Resemble that remark, Puff Puff, and Bigfoot is an extra-dimensional being. That would explain it. It would not explain where the extra dimension came from, but it would explain Bigfoot. It would. It would. And thank you for the 20. Thank you, thank you. Building's wiring is still antique, so we don't get 1 gig either. Here, we've been doing some speed tests, Poulter and I, and we've been hitting like the high 700s downstream, getting to 800. I think maybe a gig is physically possible. I'm not sure, but we are definitely getting over 500, and the upstream is 40 megabits, so that's good. That's definitely good. When I was been multi-streaming before, it was to YouTube and Twitch, like I'm doing right now, but that was based on the 800 the 8 megabits upstream per stream. So that's my OBS is currently using 16 megabits upstream, which used to be over 75% of our upstream since our previous one capped out at 20. Now it's less than 50%. How's Creepy doing? Last I checked, he's doing okay. He's stepped away from the internet rat race, but he's doing his writing. He's on Not LinkedIn, not Spotify. Substack. I can never remember Substack. Valabesh, I have not seen you in ages. Sorry for missing previous streams. I'm sorry for missing the previous streams. Congrats and wish you more happiness and prosperity for you in a new home. Hope you have a great time and a wonderful week ahead. Thank you very much. Thank you. Just saw the Acme commercial, the Coyote versus Acme Space Oddity. What about Thick Black Daddy? Thick Black Daddy. He's still been streaming on Twitch. He's been active there. He does a lot of Overwatch, does a lot of Monster Hunter. So he does some Need for Speed. He just has a lot of fun with that. Thank you, Jekyll's World. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get back into doing Live and Wired, Joseph Franco. I used to do live streams like every 2 weeks, and that was a lot of fun. Then I took a hiatus for a while, and then I got back into it, and it was a lot of fun. And now I haven't done shit, and it sucks. Hope I'm well. I mean, he is hoping. Now, fortunately, while money's been tight as all hell, the sales of Convent Chronicles definitely going to two of you. It's got 45 sales now. 2 of you have purchased the game. Thank you. That's a total of 572 nets. So Steam takes 30% of that, so that means about $400 for me. Love the shirts. Which shirt? The shirt on the title card or the shirt right here? They're not the same thing. More reviews soon. I hope so. We still got some stuff to do with the move and getting everything cleared away. We got to get the washer and dryer in here. Weirdest thing, this apartment has washer and dryer hookups in the kitchen. On the plus side, it has washer and dryer hookups. So, Tagada didn't do shit and made a visual novel. I mean, it's hard to feel like making the visual novel was really doing something if after over 2 years of pounding away at it, you get 45 sales. The 45 is still really nice. I'm still very, very thankful for that. And it's still, like, within the first month, 45 sales. Compared to a lot of first-time indie developers, that's still a lot. There is the one guy on the discussion forum on Convent Chronicles who's just complaining the whole time, and one of the things he complains about is the price tag of $15, saying that it's like way too high. But it's like the funny thing being that initially I was intending it on selling it for 20, but then I was like, I don't know, there's probably going to be some backlash for the art, so let's drop it to 15. I feel like the backlash could be minimized around 10, but the thing is so freaking... It's... The guy... There's one guy I don't recognize who went through and was like taking screenshots and commentating on the community page for Convent Chronicles Revelation as they were playing through. And by the time they finished, their playtime was over 11 hours. So, like, I estimated that the thing was about 10 hours long. I think it's possible to get through it at like 8 hours if you're really trying. Making an app that lets you get tax-free tips. You can slap the link on Twitch bio and cover a transfer fee rather than 45% from Twitch. Yeah, it's like, I feel like $15 isn't asking too much. Is it more than a lot of visual novels out there? Yes. But the visual novels it costs more than are not nearly in the same league in terms of scope and size and how much is there. Like, yes, there are... If you see just a visual novel on Steam from an indie developer and it's their only thing they've put out, there's a good chance that it's only going to be like an hour or less. And usually it's priced accordingly. It's like $5 or $2 or $1 or free. Now, for Convent Chronicles Revelation, that's the demo. The demo is about an hour long. Better hope someone in China doesn't grab it up. The app. Yeah, I could also see about trying to get the visual novel on Android. Like, I have a wish list for it on Mac, and I saw a guy on Twitter talking about how they wish more indie developers would make their games on Mac. And Visual Novel Maker does allow me to export it to Mac. But I don't have a Mac to test it on. So I could make a Mac version and deploy it, but then whoever buys it is the tester. Was not expecting waifu art. I mean, oh, thank you, Joseph Franco. Thank you for the 20. I don't play video games, but I love your content, so count this as a sale. Well, it's a visual novel. It's not as much of a game as it is a book, a picture book with a lot of words. 115,000 words. Is it on console? No, it's possible, but it is an Electron based engine, so it's not really something that would be the simplest thing to port to console. And then I'd have to go through the process of getting accepted on their storefronts, which it's supposed to not be so hard on Steam, and I still ended up fighting with Steam reviewers for like 2 months to get them to agree that it did not in fact contain frequent nudity. Need marketing injection of income first. It's public, it's released. Crowdfund maybe for marketing budget. I mean, I'm thinking like what I want to do is I want to see about making a sort of side story, smaller scope thing. Not really based on the same world, but based on a side story within the world. Just another thing that I can explore and have fun with. But it would be a much smaller, much more traditionally structured visual novel. And because it would be much more traditionally structured, I might actually be able to hire artists and such to be able to do the stuff. So that'd be fun. But of course, in order to be able to get there, I'd have to first get the stuff figured out with sponsorships and possibly get an Uncle Sam to say, "Hey, yeah, you are live-in caretaker. Here's a check for that." That'd be nice. So it's Electron-based wrapped in an executable. Yeah. Web-based, yeah. It's an executable wrapper on it. It also made it very difficult to figure out exactly how the hell to get Steam achievements to work, because I would set the Steam achievement script and then I'd set the Steam overlay and I'd have Steam recognizing the game. I'd have it being able to have the overlay. You'd be able to take screenshots, you'd be able to do recordings, you'd be able to do all kinds of stuff with the Steam overlay while the game's running. But then I'd have the script come for the for the achievements to trigger, and nothing would happen. I ended up finally finding out what the hell the problem was, because my script to execute it was built into the Electron going on, but the Steam overlay and everything was connected to the wrapper. So when the script would go off, it didn't actually have anything connected to Steam. So I had to go into the files and find the script file that's actually running inside Electron to then inject Steamworks JS into that, so that I have Steamworks JS and the Steam overlay working on the overlay, so that you could actually get all of the Steam integration fun stuff there, and then also have it in the engine directly in the DNA so that the achievements work. Oh boy, it was fun to figure that one out. Do you want to do add Swell Entertainment's channel as vids on sponsors who won't screw you over? Scott, any word for someone who wants to start YouTube but is dealing with people giving them guff? People giving you guff is really one of the most annoying things. I always feel like I was so blessed when I tried to get things going with YouTube because my adoptive mother did not believe in it at all. She thought it was a hopeless waste of time. But she did allow me to try. And just because she did allow me to try, I was actually able to get somewhere. Uh, but it's like people giving you guff is like, how much do they honestly affect your ability to do YouTube? Because that is the key, is just putting yourself out there and doing it. Hoping for the best, seeing what happens, but still put yourself out there and engage and self promote. And boom! Johnson Socks 823, 100 buccarinos. You make me laugh, bruh, so hope it helps. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bit off topic, but have you seen The Alchemist's Cookbook? So, what are your thoughts? Feel like you would like it? I'm familiar with The Anarchist's Cookbook, but not The Alchemist's Cookbook. And for some reason, I just see the Elric brothers when I hear that. And then that leads to, human transmutation circles, and I'm not sure I want that cookbook. I might be better off with the Anarchist Cookbook. I was adoptive, didn't know, not really, but just the relationship we have. I consider her my adoptive mother. Tara. Tara's walking on the power thing. Tara is right here. Here is where all of my stuff is plugged in. I hope she doesn't press anything she's not supposed to. When I was trying to set up the stream, she stepped on the power button on my computer and turned it off. Why did I have to move? Lost the house. Not enough money to keep it going. The economy. The same reason everyone's having to move around now. Lots of people are moving. Lots of people. I'm Tara. I still worry about them breaking the blinds. You want to look? You want to look back there? It's okay. There you go. And Tara's followed me the whole way. She's been with me since just about since I started the channel, and she's going right in front again. Oh, Tara, don't click. Didn't I have like a giant yard or something out of the house? Yeah. Yeah. Now, fortunately, the apartment here is like little single-story duplexes, and a surprisingly large amount of lawn between duplexes, like front yards and backyards. And there's a park there with a basketball court and a lot of grass. So it's good. Life does come at you fast. One of our pups started developing a lump, and now we're looking down the barrel of a $6,000 set of surgeries and no clue as to how to get there. Dang. Yeah, that's rough. Now, some say that like lumps are safer on dogs than on cats. And it's like a lump on a cat is more often than not cancer. A lump on a dog can be an age bump, but probably 6,000 either way. So I'm hoping the best there. Tabanto 50. Whoa. Watch for years and you've gotten folks through some rough spots. Never doubt the effect a good laugh or smile can do on someone having a bad day. And you got thousands of people throughout thousands of bad days. Ah, thank you. Oh, Epic Lore Master says, oh god, I just remembered I have something you and all your viewers can use releasing this week. I'll see if I can send you that info on that. Okay. Remember the Terrier cameo on the Prometheus review? Yeah. Yeah, well, Sarah, come on. Sometimes if she wants something and I call her name, she'll just start meowing. Hey, Terra girl. It's the internet. They love you. Okay. He's like, I've had enough of this. What was my favorite review to do? Ah, probably Borderlands, just because I had so much to say, and I just said fuck it, and I took all the time to say it. Ah, it kind of reminds me a bit like with Convent Chronicles Revelation. There was one part in chapter 17, the final chapter, that was completely unnecessary. It didn't have to be there. It's optional, but I just let myself go fucking crazy and have fun with it. And Lady Knight, if you're still here, you probably know what I'm talking about. Um, this one scene that by itself is so fucking long, it qualifies as a short story by itself. just just sometimes I just feel like going nuts and letting myself have fun. And yeah, Borderlands was like that the whole way. It just it was so much about it where the curse of cock, the curse of cock. Ah, yes, yes. So much about Borderlands because Poulter and I, we've played Borderlands together for years. Whose bright idea was it to have Kate Blanchett play Lilith still baffles me. I mean, on the one hand, it's like you can't just create a character for your casting decisions. You have to actually have actors who agree to do the roles. But still, but the costume department didn't do too bad of a job there. But it still looks really weird on Kate Blanchett. What's the best video game movie I've seen? I do like the original Mortal Kombat movie. But is that the best? Hard to say. But there was a there's an interesting little Eli Roth was a bad choice for director of Borderlands. I'm more concerned about the writing. I was like, what the? Thank you for the 20, Chad AV69. I listen / watch your videos literally almost every night when I'm in the shower. Been watching your stuff for years. You're one of a kind, in my opinion, the best reviewer on YouTube. Ah, thank you. Thank you so much. But it's like the original Mortal Kombat movie is like it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I still remember really enjoying it. And it didn't have to I didn't have to worry about like the newer Mortal Kombat movies where they like introduce the new guy. And I was like, who the hell are you? We have an entire roster of characters people are dying to see, and then they bring you around and say that you're the most important guy. Fuck off. But also, Mortal Kombat Annihilation is like one of the worst video game movies in general, and a terrible kind of sequel. Like the sequel bait the original Mortal Kombat movie ended on was very sequel baity, but it was also very tied to the games, so it wasn't the worst kind of thing. It was kind of like The Incredibles, in where they just like drop a new threat and it ends on, but the heroes will do it. Yeah, in the Incredibles, the Underminers show up and they're like, ah, and then it's like you just see the family like masking up, getting ready to kick ass. And it's ending on a kind of positive note for being sequel bait. And you had a similar thing with the original Mortal Kombat movie where, okay, they defeated Shang Tsung and everything's all good now. And they're all like happy and celebrating. And then they look at the horizon and there's the dark clouds of Shao Kahn there. And then there's like everyone just kind of takes battle poses and roll credits. It's the same kind of aspect to that. But then Mortal Kombat Annihilation begins, and then they're like, and Shao Kahn just shows up and fucking kills Johnny Cage. No one liked that asshole anyway. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, Mortal Kombat Annihilation was a Timo Mortal Kombat movie? Yeah. Shiva looked weird in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Of course, Shiva is like a 8-foot tall, 4-armed half dragon woman. So she generally does look kind of weird, but she still looked extra weird in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Opinions on the newest Rick and Morty season. Not looking forward to Golden Axe, which is a shame because it's like, as y'all know, as I've said before, I was a Sega kid. Genesis does what Nintendo doesn't fucking do, you know? And now Sega's coming through and they're doing their stuff and they're like, okay, we're going to bring back this, that, and that. People are pissed off because like the new Crazy Taxi is using AI. And like I'm thinking it's more that the new Crazy Taxi was honest that they're using AI. But then they're like, okay, here's Golden Axe. We're making a cartoon out of it. And then people are thinking like, wow, Golden Axe is based on like the sword and sorcery, barbarism, fucking fantasy from the 80s. This is going to be awesome. And then what is it? Another Rick and Morty clone. It's just like, stop it. We've seen that. We're sick of it. Stop doing that. Oh, Galaxy Quest. I really like Galaxy Quest, actually. Not typical, no, but the body count does rise in Galaxy Quest. I feel like, is Mixtape the only thing that I've reviewed where no one died? Rick and Morty finished after 2 seasons. Season 2 final episode absolutely looked like an end of series wrap up. Maybe. Have I done any Hellraiser reviews? Oh, my 3rd summer special was The Summer of Hellraiser! Now I'm worried about my neighbors, actually. Explain to him like you would a child. Mixtape killed my soul. Does that count? And it's like, Mixtape was a pretty long review as well. There was a lot to cover. It was, a 3-hour game. But Borderlands, that review I really like because it's just a constant back to back to back, high energy, lots of shit happening, lots of stuff to talk about, lots of stuff to complain about. And Mixtape, a good chunk of it was, and this doesn't make sense, and I'm bored. And this doesn't make sense, and I'm bored. And this doesn't make sense, and I'm bored. And it's just, it's really hard to review something boring and honestly say that it's fucking boring and try and make it not boring. Rusty Gatekeepers, the Techno Lights. Oh, yeah. Hey, Terror Girl. Terry's here. Now, I should have put a towel that we were going to throw away in her cat carrier when I brought her over because I knew this was going to happen. It happens. She peed her carrier on the way over, and it's like there. It was a 5 mile drive. We didn't move towns. That's one of the other things that was actually kind of fortunate about this move was we did not have to uproot absolutely everything. A lot of the things we have established locally, we still kind of have. We don't need to learn a new area. And it can be fun learning a new area. It can be nice experiencing new things and then going to the shop for the first time before finding out why you should never go again. Stuff like that. The internet cut out when you said it's really hard. But yeah, Dobby, on the other hand, he spent the entire car trip crying for his mother. He's just like, and I'm like, we're going to see your mama. She's there at the house. Just stay. It's fine. And good night, Lady Malashin. You said that a while ago. You probably already would, maybe. Did anyone die in the last Evil Bong review? Oh shit. Well, I mean, the Heschers were dead, but they died in 666. They were just ghosts in 777. I feel like it's plenty of people that should have died. The cat tried to attack the TV when I made that sound. Oh boy. Tara likes to attack my nose when I whistle, especially when I whistle. Actually, if I do that, I'm going to end up like the Me Plaza music makes her bite my nose because I would whistle that. So I'd be there like. Tara, it's okay. It's all right. She doesn't like my whistling. She does like this chair, though. Oop. Okay, Tara. Had a dog that barked at Jason Voorhees while he was on the TV. Animals can sense evil. Buddy got a Buddha back tattoo that ended up looking like a giant shirtless Bobby Hill. Oh boy. Still not done last Evil Bong also. Yeah, Evil Bong 888 Infinity High. There's also the Ginger Weed Man movie, I think. Like, is it a standalone movie before Evil Bong 888? Like, but Evil Bong 777 was just like, what the like, there is a difference. There is a difference between having eroticism and nudity in your movie and just having straight porn. And yeah, that line was just there's there 8 is worse. How Charles, what the fuck are you doing? Oh. Having traveled 40 plus minutes, closest vet with the kitty Frankie, 100% so heartbreaking to hear her crying the entire way there. Oh. Yeah. Tara didn't cry that much. She meowed upset a little bit at the start, and then she just peed herself and just sat there in her pee. And then I had to pick her up and get some paper towels and wipe her off and throw those away, get more paper towels, wipe her off. Take the cat carrier over to the spigot outside, blast it with water, rinse it out, blast it with more water, rinse it out. All that fun stuff. I still haven't finished the I Spit on Your Grave series. I uh do I still have well, do I have the still of the movies? They're probably kicking around the old place somewhere. Charles quit writing them long ago. Last few were fan written. Why didn't they ask me to write an Evil Bong movie? I'll write an Evil Bong movie that's about getting high and people dying, okay? Sound like an idea? People get high and then they die. So they go to Bong World and their souls are freaking taken, and it's because the Bong is evil. There it is. Oh yeah, the I Spit on Your Grave remake was actually like the start of a trilogy. And then there's also, I think there's another. Is there another remake? Something happening, and I don't know. Jay and Silent Bob crossover with Evil Bong. Yeah, that could actually work. My job to remaster slash reinvent the Evil Bong franchise. Well, you can get a sense for my writing based on Convent Chronicles Revelation. That is an example of something that I wrote. That is a story. It has a plot. It has characters. Things happen with a form of pacing to it. Did I do a good job with it or not? It's kind of hard to judge myself. But I will say that everyone who has played it through seemed to really enjoy it. Of course, if someone started reading it and didn't like it at all, then by definition they stopped. They didn't read it all the way through. So it is intense. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it can be. It can be. There's peaks and valleys. I like to say one of the biggest things that I tried to have in Convent Chronicles Revelation was contrast. I do not understand how you can trilogy backwards backwoods horror without ever film being the exact same thing. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Like, I didn't watch the second one in that trilogy, so I don't know what they did. So I can't really answer that. Will I ever finish the John Carpenter Apocalypse trilogy by reviewing Prince of Darkness? I'd like to. I'd like to. Ah, hello, fold up rug. Hello, hello. Thought I was going to say Jane, Silent Bob, and I Spit on Your Grave. Jesus. Oh. Mm. Mm. A new Jay and Silent Bob film. Mm. Do they have any people dying? I need to have the body count. Are we getting more dinos in December? I hope so. I hope so. I got to get back on schedule, and Dino December is a beautiful time of year. Though actually doing some Christmas stuff might not be a bad idea as well. Christmas is a thing that occurs also around the same time. There was that. What was that one Japanese? Where the fuck is it? There the fuck it is. Okay, that I'm I could try that. Think it's good? Oh yeah, I heard about Sam. I wouldn't say that it was super recent. Decker, what the fuck? Did you just check out Comic Chronicles Revelation? Oh, the dinosaur. Okay, yeah, the Dinosaur. I like my cat too. Tara, Tara, they like you. Yeah. She tore up the top of the chair. Sadly, you don't see it there, but oh boy, look at that. Oh, once she got done that, she's like, okay, it's comfortable now. Well, she did that along with Dobby. Played by the man, the legend, Kane Hodder. Oh, what's wrong with my throat? I just, it's hard to. Oh, that's right. I did that half summer shout earlier. What the drug fueled freck was that Dino Santa? I don't know. It's a Japanese movie. I think last time I checked, it was only in Japanese, which meant I was like, oh, I can't watch that. It's in Japanese. I don't know Japanese. But now I know a little Japanese. Not very much, but a little. And if it's a kids' movie, it's probably not the most difficult Japanese. Of course, like I'd have to be watching Japanese Teletubbies to really get most of what they're saying. Don't want to know what Santa T Rex does to the kids on the naughty list? Oh no. Primal War, I don't think I have. I think last time I tried to look at Rex, I think it was only available in Japanese, but I don't I don't know. I might be able to find it in the English or just watch it in Japanese. 私の日本語、ちょっと、the Japanese Teletubbies is a specific fetish. Oh, 変態だよ. Do subtitles count? Well, I mean, if they're Japanese subtitles, that would help me in understanding the Japanese a bit. Just because, like, I'm not great with pitch accent still, and being able to see the words, I understand a good chunk of kanji, and the kanji imparts meaning, so that helps. Tokyo Gore, please. Hmm. Ah. Have I reviewed any Korean films? Oh God, what was that one? Years ago, my adoptive mother, who fucking loves Korea to an unhealthy degree, she's really into K-pop. Swears she was behind the scenes with BTS and that they call her grandma. But uh she showed me some some uh some Korean films. I can't remember what. I remember A Room It's Wet Got Chains. Damn it. What was that? Does Creepy still have a YouTube channel? I don't think it's been. YouTube does like to take shit down. It might be gone. But like I haven't checked. He hasn't really As far as I know, he hasn't really been posting, but I haven't kept up with him too well. Thank you, Bill. I'm gonna try. We still got a lot of work to do here, but I absolutely, unquestionably, no doubt in my mind, had to sit my ass down today and say hello, guys, because holy mother of shit. Something like that, anyway. But yeah, I'm still. I'm. Yeah, it's. I say adoptive mother because it's easier to explain. It's like before I would call her mother-in-law, but people will be like, "Hey, you're married." It's like, no, it's just easier to explain the relationship that way. Now it's adoptive mother, and it's like, no, I wasn't adopted, but it's easier to explain the relationship that way. Uh, Baskin Turkish horror. I haven't, but gruesome sounds like it could be interesting. What a crazy time we live in. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Dobby. Dobby walking by. He'd a big fuzzy one with a big fuzzy tail. You see? Little Terra Kitty over here. Big fuzzy Dobby over there. Still feels weird. I am glad that I decided to have it so that my back is to the wall instead of just like usual where I'd be staring at a wall. Yeah, it means that technically I'm using up like I need room for my chair, so there's that space back there that's not being used for things that could easily be used for if I just push the chair in and like you usually do. But oh, the air conditioner's about to kick in. I heard the boom, little wind up. Now we're gonna have the loudest fuck air conditioner. Just about there it is. Okay, it's not quite as loud in this corner. I guess, if I am directly under the vent, yes, it's obviously very loud. If you like Oreos, try the flavor purpley pink, and the flavor says brown sugar pancake flavor crimp. I've seen that, and I raised an eyebrow and said, "What the fuck?" Okay, okay. Do they have it in thins? I like the Oreo thins. People like their like massive like quadruple stuff Oreos, but I like the thin. Would it be difficult to do movie reviews without upsetting the neighbors? Probably not. I'm usually not screaming in a movie review, and I haven't really heard them. And they are a family of at least four, like a husband, wife, and at least two kids. And when I'm outside, I can hear the kids. I hear them through the windows. They don't make too big of an effort to be quiet. Inside, I don't really hear them. So I think that we got a really good, nice wall right here. They're right there on the other side of the wall, which is exactly where my couch is set up to. Well, I guess we'll find out. We'll find out. Serbian film, I've heard legends, warnings, you might say. Yeah. Ooh, broke my neck. A Serbian film will get demonetized. Half the stuff I upload gets demonetized. It was funny when I was going up to the release of Convent Chronicles Revelation. I on the gaming channel I put up a bunch of shorts to try and see about giving it a little bit of just trying to market as best I could. I also had $80 in TikTok, and I spent $80 on TikTok ads for Comic Chronicles Revelation. And let me tell you, waste of fucking money that was. But uh, the shorts, like, okay, I finish the one thought, then go on the next. The shorts I was putting up on YouTube on the gaming channel to try and raise a little bit of awareness and such for uh, Comic Chronicles Revelation is thank you for the raid, Billy Twin, and hello, Jizz2727. Well, this could be a short-lived raid. Or that could have been auto-quit. Correct. We'll see. But. TikTok ad brought you here for real. But YouTube took the one video I had of Scarlet. Like I uploaded the video of Scarlet, and it was like everything said it was like all good. So the way I was doing, I was uploading little shorts, focusing on a character for each short, in order to be able to try and just garner a little interest. So I had the one for Scarlet go up, and I expected YouTube to have a problem with it, but YouTube didn't tell me anything. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Let's schedule that. We'll get that going. And then I get an email from YouTube, and they're like, good news! After a further review, we've determined that your video is safe for ads. And I'm looking at that thing like, you didn't tell me it wasn't. When were you going to tell me that you thought it wasn't? Now, like I said, I expected the Scarlet shorts to possibly run into issues on YouTube with auto moderation. She happens to be the character in the story with the biggest tits. Don't blame me. I did actually design her. Okay, blame me. Blame me. Or does she? Lady Knight, who has bigger jugs, Scarlet or Diamond A? Lowest cleavage, definitely Scarlet. Why am I getting so much hentai trying to find the Dino Santa movie? It's just Japan. It's just Japan. Hello, this guy says. Hello. Welcome. But yeah, the shorts unfortunately didn't really do all that hot. And the shorts, the way YouTube says they're going to be handling long form content now, is one of those things that fills me with dread. Because before they were like, oh, well, with shorts, we're only going to count the verified views. And they're like, we'll count anything. Anytime anyone looks at one frame, it counts as a view. And we're going to have a separate thing for views and verified views. And that sounds fine, but until you realize that for some reason, while I used to get something like 2,000 verified views, now I'm getting like 200 views. And it's like, so if they're going to change they are going to change the long form content from its current verified viewed system to just views, I expect to see the numbers go down. What makes them verified watch duration? Pretty much is it like past the first 30 seconds or something that gets counted as a view? but they're changing it to like anytime someone sees a frame, if they mouse over it on the home page and it plays for half a second muted, that counts as a view. And that's all just going to be counted on the view counter now. And you're going to have to go into the analytics in order to dig into it and find the verified views. But seeing the way shorts behave before and after, I'm certain that it's not going to go too well with long form content on YouTube. Which is a shame because that's my bread and butter. So I guess biting my tongue and actually getting some sponsorship deals is probably something I should do if I want to be able to continue eating. Have to do a playthrough of my game. Sounds like there's more substance to the storybook game than a Heartbound by Mr. 8 Years at Blizzard. I haven't I'm not sure what Heartbound is entirely. I haven't really looked into it. Let me open up my beautiful, beautiful Steam page. Right. Okay, so we got a little RPG. See, full reviews is very positive. Recent reviews is very negative. Early access. Wait just a dang dang old minute here. It was released in 2018. There is no designated timeline for release. Yeah, no shit. But the last patch was July 31st. So it is still being up. Okay. Well, at least he's doing that. So, yeah, that's a long time for early access, but it is still being worked on. So there it goes. Meat Canyon somehow managed to find sponsors that are up for whatever. Possibly even prefer more explicit shit. That is true. So who am I going to get sponsored by? Ridge Wallet or the ball shavers? What are they called? I don't know. The ones that get in the nuts and make them all smooth, like. Don't think Decker is up on the lore for the first second gen Blizz employee. I mean, I know a good amount, but I haven't really dug heavily into the pirate software situations. And like I know there's been the recent dogpiling and the questions of the validity of how impressive his tenure truly was. All that fun stuff. I celebrated Halloween last year by watching Apocalypse Now, which I considered a horror film, while it technically wasn't. I mean, you say Apocalypse Now, the only things I think of are horrifying images, so, I mean... Yes, Manscaped, Manscaped. I like the Smooth Ball Club. It's there we go. Smooth Ball Club. He owes you money. Now it's getting personal. Clive Barker's Jericho. Wow. Could be interesting. Star Citizen. Yeah. Over a decade, higher budget than Grand Theft Auto 5 and still in a broken early access. I mean, feature creep is a hell of a thing. There was a bit of it's like it wasn't really feature creep. There was story creep, I guess, in Convent Chronicles Revelation, but that's just kind of the nature of the fact that I had never written anything before, and I didn't have any idea what the hell I was doing. But at the same time, I still kind of I stuck to my guns with like, okay, this has to end sometime. And hence, there was the whole thing where the initial story when I was forming it, like I had it, and then the ending kind of was like, okay, so things have to finish off sometime. And then as I went through the rewrites and polishing things up, and then I'm like, okay, we're gonna add this, that, that. We're gonna add a chapter here and add a chapter there to pace these sections out more and explore these situations and not just skip ahead to other stuff. And the internet personality, the smoothest. Never mind. uh, but yeah, the thank you, Duchess Snow. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Things are at least gonna like. I'm gonna have the time probably to be able to do something to get things together because we're gonna finish. The move is gonna finish up at some point, and things are gonna be put away, and then I can just work on getting all of those ducks in a row as I have described. And in between now and then, there's the Steam paycheck that's going to come in, which is new. And there's also all those super chats you fellas have given, which is thank you oh so much for that. Thank you very graciously. But yeah, I also still want to continue writing. I have there's like the reason Revelation is called Convent Chronicles Revelation is because Convent Chronicles is supposed to be like the name of the anthology. The next one in that line is Convent Chronicles Lamentations. And I know the story, it's in here, I just gotta put it down here. Found Rex with English subs on the Internet Archive. Okay. Well, that's something. That's something all right. But in between now and Lamentations, I want to see about writing the smaller projects just to have a kind of concept of what's going on. Thank you for the raid, Ezra. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Was you enjoying yourself? Right now, I'm talking about how fun it is to have to pick up your life and move to a new place, but how through the support of friends and fans, I can survive and eat. How is the new place? Pretty swanky. It's a 2-bedroom apartment, so it's definitely a bit of a downsize from what we were at, but like I got my back to the wall like I want now, so that I don't have to worry about the fact that I don't see what's coming out the front door. You got your hallway there, heading down to the bathroom and the bedrooms. Got the kitchen over there. There is a washer and dryer hookup in the kitchen. I don't know why, but I guess they couldn't figure out where else to put it. I got my couch here, so it was able to fit. People said, "Oh, Decker, are you sure that couch will fit? That wall's not that big. Look at that. Couch fits perfectly." And yeah, here I am. Yeah, looks like we got a back door leading to a little park, which is good for Lou. Got Tara. We got our cats here, so we got Tara here. Dobby's off somewhere. Lou is probably sleeping on the bed because I have crap all over the couch. She likes to stay near me, and she likes to sleep on the couch when she can. So if I didn't have crap all over it, she'd be sleeping there. The ceiling lamp, those things give you nightmares. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I forgot to mention. That's that line there. That's Poulter's Ethernet cable. Because her workroom is the second bedroom, and so she has her own little studio now. She has her own little spot, and the Wi-Fi on Spectrum's provided routers sucks dick. So we got an Ethernet cable, a 75-foot one, snaked it all the way through. I'm gonna go through with a few more clips and try and like pick up some of the saggier parts of it. Wi-Fi sucks regardless. I mean, at the old place, her Wi-Fi was pulling 300 megabits, which wasn't as good as the 500 megabits that we were getting, that I was getting from the Ethernet. But here, for some reason, her Wi-Fi was pulling like 100 megabits, if that, instead of the 800 that I was pulling. Sponsors, affiliates, partnerships, get you rolling again, and after a few months should be gangbusters. Hopefully. I mean, everyone talking about like I see like big YouTubers talking about like sponsorships. Like sponsorships are where you get like 80% of your money, and I'm there looking at that like, you mean I could have been making 5 times as much as I'm making? Boy, do I feel stupid. Old apartment used a screwdriver and made channels in the door arches. So fortunately, the cable was thin enough to get under the crack of the door into the second bedroom, and using one of the little clips, I was able to make it so it seats and stays right down there, so there's no risk of it pinching the cable as the door opens and closes. So yeah. Moved into my old trailer and replaced a light just like that one. Hundreds of dead roaches. Oh god. We've been having a big problem, not with roaches. Was one other thing. Poulter and I were really worried about moving into an apartment with, roaches. Electronics and roaches, bad combo. But since these are pretty much duplexes and the buildings are so far apart, and it's more like a suburb, there's not a roach problem here. I haven't seen a single roach, but this area has been having a real bad problem recently with love bugs, and it's just. I think I could have a sponsorship from Starlink, the internet, to scrap a few months free. I mean, that is an idea. One thing I was thinking of doing was actually getting rid of my T-Mobile and getting on Spectrum phone, because they're like, your first year is free, and then after that is $30 a month. And I'm like, I'm paying $100 a month for T-Mobile, so just the free year is saving $1,000. Own personal joke when it comes to Dr. Loomis saying, "I shot him 6 times," was him going into his local bar, taking a sip of a drink, and saying to the bartender, "I shot him 6 times!" And the bartender groaning. Yeah, ever allow myself to the apostasy of being sponsored by Dollar Shave Club? How much they paying? Because I need to make that bank. I gotta stop pretending that I'm above it. I am not above it. I am living under a bridge. Oh, there goes the air conditioner again. See you, elusive metalhead. Hey, another metalhead. We're all metalheads here. That's remember, that's what my little affiliate guide, my little sponsorship package calculated is like, you're all a bunch of metalheads. If I get sent like more bass guitars to like test out, if I get to keep them, you know what? It might not be so bad. I need an amp. I mean, I have an amp, but it's so busted. And I'm looking at it like, do I really want to save my 15-watt amp that is just trashed and scratched up and covered in hair for some reason? Or do maybe I get a 25 or 40-watt just to have a nice amp? Now, that's also useful because you cannot plug a keytar into a guitar amp, because guitar amps don't have the voltage necessary to handle all the tones that you can get out of a keytar. But bass amp is able to handle it. So it can work double duty. I can still be a bassist and guitarist. Nice. Thank you for the 17.99. Uh, Ajayad, thank you very much. Does it tell you what we watch when it comes up with Metalhead? What did it say exactly? Let me take a look see again. Ugh. And thank you very much for the raid again, Ezra. Enjoy your night. Cat-proof the amp? How doth one cat-proof thine amp? There. How do we make sure that you don't mess up the amp? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Earn. Where is my media? Okay. Here we go. Here we go. This is your personalized digital portfolio to showcase your unique audience and creative work. Audience interests number one, rock music fans, very high. Sci fi fantasy TV, high. Sci fi fantasy movie, high. For some reason, they're like, they kind of skip over horror. But rock and roll. When I first saw it, there was another thing that was like, yep, metalheads. There it is. Metalheads, very high. Interest level, very high. Indian alternative rock. So we got rock music, metalheads, Indian alternative rock, and like a little bit of sci-fi in there. They're saying like what you're interested in shopping on is TV video sort of streaming subscription services. You all love your fucking Netflix and your YouTube Premium. You also are definitely in the mood for moving, like moving. You got some money problems right now. All things point to you are also going to have to get the fuck up and pack up your shit real soon. And you're going to have to bring your pets while you do it. But don't gotta worry about kids. That's what YouTube has to say about how y'all doing. Since years since I caught live, have some shekels. Godspeed. Thank you, John Horn. Thank you, thank you. Hello, bases from Palestine. Cheers. Thank you, thank you. Oh yeah. I never got to sit down and play with my bass as much as I like to. Fortunately, though, when you play bass, you really only have to cleanly pluck one string, and it sounds beautiful. Just boom, boom, boom. Just keep that up. Boom. That's a smooth bass line. Could only hope of dreaming of a mortgage. But yeah, we got rockers, metalheads, alternative rock. Everyone's here selling their houses and trying to figure out where the hell they're going to move their cats. That's where we are in life, guys. Cat gave me a death stare when I swiveled my chair, like, how dare you move? Yeah, she does that. She's trying to sleep right now. She just. This is just where she lives now. Sometimes she's like they're up there trying to bathe herself, and that she'll just press her back against the back of my head as she licks her chest, and I was like, okay, you could stop that now. I'm trying to work. Favorite bass player? Hmm. I don't know. But a lot of times when I'm playing guitar, what I'm trying to do is make it sound like a bass. So I don't know. It's like there are strengths to a straight bass though versus a guitar. Like I can play a guitar easier than a bass. I don't have to hurt myself playing a guitar, but you can't really like. There's what I'm trying to say is like the speed at which you can like if you could do slap bass especially, you can definitely like just pull off a lot of very quick notes. It's the same with guitar with a pick, especially like you can do a whole lot of fast fast strumming with the bass. You're there with using your two fingers. With the guitar, you're there going back and forth real quick with your pick. But with a synthesizer, you press and you make note, and then you got to release and press again, make note. Release, press, release, press. And I was trying to find if there's some way to do like a dual stage, a binary trigger kind of mechanism. So it could be like play note and then play note and then play note and then just to try and double up the speed at which you could theoretically get notes to go on a guitar. But yeah, I haven't found anything where it's showing that as possible. Does a guitar have aftertouch? Some do. So it depends, of course, on the model, but you got a lot of most guitars have a lot of the same kind of features as a lot of standard keyboards. Got to build my own quick key guitar, probably. All I know is don't play a guitar with a pick. Don't tell me what to do. I need more new strings on my bass. Well, I mean, I don't need it, but it would make it sound a little cleaner. The one string here is just this one's also a little bit a little ratty. E string's fine though. That puppy can do anything. Love that string. Rarely replace your strings, mostly because you just never get around to it. I mean, yeah, it's like I can still play it, but I'm the higher strings here. They're looking a little bit ratty. But like I said, the E string, it just continues. It is infinity. It is eternal. Ah, hello BMT. BMP. Ah, gee. First stream you've been to and I mispronounced your name. Ah, we're off to a great start here. Wonderful. Yeah, this is the part where you unsubscribe. That's what happens now. That's how it works. I have been around the internet long enough. I know. Have a bunch of different strings I want to try just sitting in the package, but laziness is greater than inquisitiveness. See, that's where you just get more bases. String up with different strings. Have all the strings. To make a sound trigger on key release rather than key press, you need to program synthesizer, software instrument, or DAW to map the inverts envelope MIDI trigger. Well, the thing is, like, I wanted to play a note on key press and on key release. So I don't think there's a way to Y core. Like I don't think there's a way to take a MIDI control and like fork the thing into two ports into two synthesizers where one plays on a press and one plays on a release. Yeah, it's fine to begin VTubing again, external to the VTube community, but with all the projects you're working on. Ah, awesome, awesome. It's always nice to be doing what you love. Doing that with guitars. Nostalgia Critic movies. I remember the one Nostalgia Critic movie I saw way back when. It was like the second one. Trying to remember exactly what it was called. Like everyone talked really highly of the first one, but I never saw it. And I saw the second one in these short installments it came out in. And so it's really more like just a TV show than a movie, honestly. But suggested bass amps, Josh? Okay. Let's see where it. Nux AB roll and a bass butler for your bass amp. Bit of a unit. Okay. Okay. Bass butler. That's gonna be easy to remember. Bass butt. Suburban Nights. Yes, that's the one. That's the one that I did see like from start to finish. And then like I didn't watch any others after that. It was just like, okay, yeah, that was a thing. I watched that. Dobby. Dobbs being a Dobbs. A Florida man Rob Zombie. I'll accept it. Layer A, the press, program a standard sound with a fast attack and a short decay sustain. Triggers normally when you press the key down. Layer B, release, program this layer to trigger note off release. Set it up using a sample or an oscillator with the only amplifier envelope that only opens when the key is let go. And of course, in order for that to work, there's got to be a kill switch somewhere on the keytar to make it so like if you don't want any more of the resounding going, you could just like boom, press kill switch and end the notes. That's kind of important on this because this is a slightly busted keytar. Sometimes a key will just kind of keep playing even after you release it. It still pretends like it's held down. So that's why this drum pad is set to the kill switch. Yeah, I'm hoping things look up. Hello, Purple Dragon. Hello, hello. Hi, Tara. Yeah, we've been going for about 2.5 hours, and my throat's a bit. I don't know. It's been. I got so much. So much. I got to figure out what I'm going to review next. I got to get going on that. Want to open up the keytar and spray some contact cleaner on it. Okay. Could also do alcohol. Could I do whiskey? Hello, Yormori. Good morning. Obsession. Godzilla minus one, yeah. There's one that I've got like on hand. I was digging through my stuff and I'm like, oh, right here. And I'm trying to remember what it was. Do I already have it ripped? Check my movies folder on this. Oh God, War of the Worlds. Yeah, I got that one. Battle for Pandora was what I was going to review before I stopped, and I never finished that script because everything else got just ah. A War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds. That was one where I was. See, War of the Worlds, the new one, it's kind of like this. This is the this is. It's like, hey guys, aliens. What do we do now? Which version of the War of the Worlds? Yeah, that's a good. That is a valid question. Whiskey is a horrible idea for contact cleaner. Has too much water and contamination that will end up chewing the contacts in the long run. Alcohol or a pencil rubber both work perfectly. I have not seen Anaconda 2026. I didn't see Anaconda. I didn't see 2026. Hey guys, world's ending. It doesn't feel oddly topical at all. Oh, jeez. Don't know what's up, but hoping for the best. Internet personality, the best hair, forehead slap. I retired the forehead slap because of too much brain damage. Actually, I don't think I got any brain damage, but I might have. But like side to side is more damaging than front. But man, did I leave some welts on my forehead. No, I don't have a P.O. box, unfortunately. Every time I try to look into one, they've been very expensive and very small. So it's like, okay, I can go to the post office and say, hey, like, here's my P.O. box. And like, all right, we start at $200 and you get this much space. So I can get letters. Great. How much for actually getting things? For some reason, my YouTube preview is very delayed for me, so I still see Tara licking her paws, and she's just sleeping. In a genre of movie I want to review specifically, I've been I don't know what you would call it. It's like I guess it would just be an action movie, but I was thinking that it'd be interesting to actually do kind of a review of Hardcore Henry, simply because I like the idea of just what they did with the first person everything because way back in the day when there was the first rumblings that there was going to be a Doom movie, one of the posited ideas was that it was going to be entirely first person. But then they're like, well, we can't do that. It just wouldn't work. And then here Hardcore Henry comes out and it's entirely first person. Okay. All right. The world has been ending since they were in high pre 2K, got numb to it. Yeah, I remember when I remember the 90s, and for some reason the looming year 2000 was going to be the end of days. And I haven't reviewed Crank, and I really got to see Crank 2. There's just always like, everything gonna die. We're all gonna die, everybody. We're all gonna die. Everything gonna die. Everyone dead now. Year 2000 coming. What's gonna kill us? We'll figure it out when we get there, but what we know is 2000's coming and we're gonna die then. And that's why, like, I see people talking about, like, oh, the work we did to wipe out the Y2K bug is what was so amazingly important, and we did such a good job, and no one even realizes what a calamity it would have been. And I'm thinking, like, You still haven't convinced me that a couple of banks having the wrong fucking number in the wrong place was going to cause the world to end. Like, good on you for fucking updating software, but I it's like, oh, it would have caused these issues. It's like, yes, but that still doesn't sound apocalyptic to me. I'm not saying there wouldn't have been problems, but the fuck. Ugh. Standard review for 2022 Hellraiser. I can talk about Taco Lady. I can find out what her name is. She made tacos once. Have I ever finished the Robocop game? I finished the game, but I didn't finish the DLC. The unfinished business. Unfinished business remains unfinished. Sorry. Had a science teacher have a total meltdown over Y2K in the middle of class. Oy. And there was Y2K, and then there was 2012, the Doomsday, because the Mayans calendar was going to end, which it did. And then the next, so we entered the next Mayan age, as you do when calendars end. There's a Y2K bug fix that went bad and caused a Los Angeles park to flood with raw sewage. Okay, yeah, that is pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Most of the banking slash treasury of the US use COBOL, and not thinking ahead, they only pick XX rather than pick XXXX. So the roll to double O is going to crash the programs for lots of banking stuff. People were making 100 bucks an hour and working 80-hour weeks straight off of college, or a freshman, sadly. I know what the bug was purported to be. I'm just still struggling to figure out how that was going to cause apocalyptic issues. Maybe it's because I've been broke as shit for my whole life, including then. So maybe that's why, like, it's not like I had anything in the bank. It's not like my family had anything in the bank. Like, what would have happened? I can see there being a major banking crisis, but I don't see that affecting me. There's something about nukes going off. Yeah, people said that like anything could happen and shit, but it's like, but how? How would that set nukes off? Remember being terrified of the world ending during Y2K, only to realize it only turned to 1999 and still had a whole year to worry. Oh no. Still exists. One problem they had with Doge was offering early retirement. Then they realized the COBOL programmers are gone and no one knew how to work with the code, so they had to hire them back. Yeah. Okay, stop talking about the world ending. Right. So I was playing Pal World 1.0, and I was enjoying it. I have not played that on stream yet, though. But it's fun. I like it a lot. Also, Comic Chronicles Revelation is still available. I just throwing that out there. We've sold 4 copies this stream, which is like 10% of our lifetime sales, so that's pretty big. uh, I'll just I'll just drop the link in chat just in case anyone might be interested in saying hi, how do you do? I'd like to read a story about nuns. Did I see back rooms? No, no. Again, it's like problem of needing to go to theaters or own subscription services that I don't own. Well, you see, if the world ended in 1982 when all the planets aligned, I would have not been born. So, is it rated M? It's not necessarily officially rated, but yes. Have I ever played Magic the Gathering? I want to say yes, but it was like around when it was. Was it new or was it just like a lot newer than it is now? Because I remember there being a lot of confusing rules and I didn't really understand anything. And then next thing I knew, there were more packs coming out with more rules, and I'm like, okay, I had my fun. Nuns, right? Oh yeah. Thank you, Broken Bunny. Thank you, thank you. Uh, yeah. And it was, I mean, it's still that's still very good. That 4 copies is 4 more than it was, and I just I'm just hoping people really like the story. There's very few people who have gone through it, but those that do have seem to enjoy it. Speaking of movies and not going to theaters, same, but I did rewatch The Thing because it was free on YouTube. Loved review of the movie and still holds up. Fuck Carpenter for those dog scenes, though. World almost ended in the mid 80s when a Soviet alert system confused the sunrise with a nuke and scrambled an attack coming. The Kremlin ordered the nukes out, but the guy in charge said no. Yeah, yeah. And wasn't he like dishonorably discharged or effectively that kind of thing for disobeying orders? But he literally saved the fucking world just because he was like, nah, nah, not nuking. No. $10 from Lunks Venture. Have to go to bed, Decker. Keep your chin up. Don't worry about the world ending. It was dead all along. That isn't as depressing as it sounds. Keep looking forward and find your own positivity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. World better not end. I got several more stories that I need to write. When I'll have a PC about Comic Chronicles on the heartbeat, if Steam doesn't ban Yuri games, of course. Yeah, well, fortunately, as Comic Chronicles is right now like not very well known, its chances of being swept up in a Yuri ban are actually kind of low. I don't know why, only Adonis. He was buried by the government just a few years ago, got recognition for saving the. Wait, buried? Like buried, buried? Like buried alive, buried? Thank you, the unholy hobgoblin. Since I was a child, I'm 22. What the? I want you to personally know you're part of the reason I got into sci-fi horror. Thank you for my interest in aliens, big homie. Thank you, thank you. So that is a thing that's kind of interesting, though, when I think about the oddity that is me writing Comic Chronicles Revelation. Is like I said, it's not a story that you would expect me to write because no aliens, no sci-fi. It's not about like a Jason Voorhees gutting people and hanging them from trees. I should write that. That sounds like a fun story. I'd like to write that one. Does the body count rise in Comic Chronicles Revelation? Oh, yes. That does happen. The body count rises. No motherfucking chainsaws. No motherfucking chainsaws. No motherfucking chainsaw hands. Hello, Brian's Casual Shenanigans. Ow. Yeah, you're gonna make me blush the unholy holly go. The unholy hobby go. I keep wanting to say unholy holy go. What is wrong with me? Do I have any particular favorite kaiju movie after seeing so many? Like, as a movie with a story to tell, I still really like the atmosphere and feel of sitting down and watching uh Gamera uh Awakening of Iris. But I feel like Gamera Guardian of the Universe is just a nice time. But in terms of just enjoying the fuck out of every single frame and having a damn nice time, you can't beat Godzilla Final Wars. It's just the best fucking thing. Review more Heisei Godzilla films. I would like that. What happened? Somebody clue me in. Like to me, to with here, this house, uh, previous house, lost. Wallet empty. Apartment get. Trying to get things together, working through it. Um, Visual novel released. Sales were not a million. Didn't get to keep house. Didn't realize that that was something that was going to be a situation that I'd end up in. But here we are. Thank you, Arm Smith. Thank you so much. And I really hope you enjoy it. It's different, but I hope you. Bowski, New Bowser, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Dark Shadow, the internet personality of his hair, and I'm currently just kind of shooting the breeze and catching up with everyone because it's been a month since I last streamed. And before that, it was like 2 months since anyone had even seen I was alive. And a lot has happened. A lot. So, Massey, what was you up to? And again, happy birthday. Oh, yes, yes. That was the other thing that happened after when I released Convent Chronicles Revelation. It was on my birthday. When we stream it on a Monday night. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've only had internet since yesterday, and bing. Oh yeah, my brain don't work right. That's the thing. I don't think too much. Oh, Bowski had his birthday. Okay, happy birthday, Bowski. I didn't realize. I also had a birthday. Today is your 31st birthday. Played a few hours of a game called Control, then stepped into Kingdom Hearts 1. Okay, okay. And Control, you kind of have to learn the map layout yourself. Like the overhead map helps, but in so much as having just a paper map that looks exactly like that in that kind of a building, and just walking around like, yep. Hmm. Thoughts on Toho largely moving away from Suitmation? Not really a fan. I understand you can of course do more with you can there's a different range. CGI and such can kind of do anything, but the fact that you do so much with a guy in a suit is kind of a lot of the charm about that. Branching out and doing video game reviews on a separate channel, I don't know. I feel like if I do a review, it's going to be on the main channel. The map is so confusing. I mean, yeah, but it is the oldest house, which is also very confusing. You kind of got to get the feel for it. But if you're going into it, and of course, as a video game, you tend to expect it to have more video game accommodations, like a useful map and waypoints. Yeah, that's not Control. But it does help because, like a lot of games where you have a very useful map, you can find yourself in a loop of constantly checking the map. Like walk 2 feet, check map, walk 2 feet, check map, or eyes glued to the mini map as you play. With Control, because the map doesn't really help that well, uh, you do end up learning where to go naturally. But then when it comes to things in the oldest house that get a little shifty, you don't feel that knee-jerk reaction to pull out the map and see what's going on and where you're going. You know already. You're just gonna have to take it for what it is and do it. Can understand both sides on the suitmation side, but I'd like to see a blend if they insist on using CG going forward. The blending makes it believable like the OG Jurassic Park. Why the new movies don't feel as real. I was like, there's a lot that goes into making kaiju really feel enormous. Where it's, of course, low camera angles, specific use of depth of field and focal lengths, and a lot of times running things in slow motion to sell it on the size. There's just a lot goes into oh so dang all much. Oh so dang all much. Yeah. We've been going at this for almost 3 hours. I think we can probably what's Creepy up to these days? Creepy's been on his Substack, I think. And he's been writing, and that's about as much as I know. What's the name of the gay male strip music track, which you use often in the movie videos? Ah. I think you're gonna have to ask Creepy for that one. But what if America touching the splendor of Gamera would be me touching the splendor of Gamera? What if I got to take over and write and direct my own Gamera film? That would be terrible. I don't understand the spirit of Gamera at all. I'd turn them into a monster with motherfucking chainsaw hands. There's already a kaiju with motherfucking chainsaw hands. I don't have any creepy contact, and it would be creepy if I have his contact. That would be true. I'm the only person you would trust with Gamera? Well, I mean, there's that. Oh, but I'd love a new Gamera. I've, on the one hand, I'd like to do something like really new, but on the other hand, it's been so long since we've had a real Gamera that our hands are pretty much tied. We'd have to have a Gamera and Gyaos face off kind of scenario. It'd probably need to be another kind of semi-origin story, like just because it's been so damn long. Now it sucks always doing origin stories when you're doing like superhero movies and stuff. It's like how many times do Batman's parents have to die? Behold the new enemies of Gamera, both featuring chainsaw hands and flamethrowers. Names legally and distinct. Ah. The Killer Clowns from Outer Space movie. Yes, I reviewed Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Or, well, you're spelling clowns with a C, and the Killer Clowns from Outer Space that I reviewed was with a K. So that's leaving me to wonder, do you mean the Killer Clowns with a K? Or are you talking about a different thing, which is Killer Clowns with a C? Batman's parents have died so much Thanos is impressed. I remember I just remember watching Batman movies in the '90s, and it's like well, the first one was an '80s movie technically, but you got like Batman, and then you see he's like Batman's parents die, like the Tim Burton Batman. It's like I'm watching that as a kid, and I'm like, Batman parents die. It's sad, and we get Batman Returns, and that's a sequel, and it's nice, and things continue, and it's cool. And then we get Batman Forever, which is a soft reboot. And Batman, your parents, they died. Oh, it's sad. And it's like, like I know that his parents. Like, what? The new Resident Evil movie can't be as bad as Resident Alice. I mean, they always impress us. They always impress us. Batman Beyond is the best endgame for Batman chain. I fucking love Batman Beyond. We need a Batman Beyond movie, but made competently. Like we do have a Batman Beyond movie, but I mean like a Batman Beyond live action. Who would be live action Terry McGinnis? Probably Pedro Pascal. Like the movie thing, stole it from the library. Want Bruce Campbell to play Bruce Wayne? Oh, that would be fucking amazing. New Killer Clowns movie in development. There's been one that's been rumored to be in development for about as long as I've been doing YouTube, and I'm like, huh? Whew. Yeah. 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 It's been a time. It's been a fun, fun time. And I still got so much work ahead of me to getting everything all situated. Had our gas turned on today. So that's good. But at the same time, there was a bit of confusion because, well, we were supposed to have our gas turned on last week. And so we're getting everything going, we're getting everything ready, we're moving down here. And I'm checking as every time we come down with more boxes, I'm checking the stove. Click, 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 click. Nothing. I'm like, okay, well, we don't got no gas. And then come Friday, I'm there like, hey, still don't got no gas. And so, office lady, she did like, okay, well, let's call them up, figure this out. And she sends me a text later, and she's like, okay, but here's what happened. They expected a deposit, but this is all bills paid, so the deposit's supposed to come from me. They didn't tell me to make the deposit to them, so they didn't get the deposit, and then they didn't hook it up, and they also did not tell me that that's what happened. So I was like, okay. But that was Friday, so they're like, okay, so now you gotta do that over here. It's Monday, you'll get it hooked up. So I'm waiting for them to show up here. They knock on the door. I open the door, and they're like, I just got an emergency call. I'm going to have to go do that. Will you still be here? He doesn't say when he's coming back. This is asks if I'll still be here. And I just figured, yes. Wait like an hour or an hour and a half. One of the maintenance guys comes down and knocks on the door. And he says, have you been here? And I'm like, yes. He's like, as the gas company called and they said that no one was here. And like, they said, what? He said, yeah, they said they showed up to do the gas and then no one was here. And so they left. I was like, no, he said he had something to go do. And they asked if I'd still be here. And I told him I would. He said, because I said this, it's like he looked me in the face and told me that he had something to do and that he would be back and that to make sure that I'm here. So shortly after that, they do show up. Yeah, guest on the Few of the Lives. I got to do more Live and Wires, Titans or people. I got to do that. Wicked Little Things. And I told the story about why I would avoid asylum films. I don't remember the story. Why would I avoid asylum films? As a bad movie aficionado, thought I watched all the black and white monster movies, then I discovered bad Mexican black and white monsters. Mind blown. Oh god. One fun thing I was kind of toying around with on the Discord was just a concept of like if somehow there would be a Convent Chronicles Revelation movie, which actors would be like the wish list casting to play all the different characters? Gotta run sadly, but thank you for being such an amazing creator. Been watching your stuff since high school and don't plan to stop watching anytime soon. Godspeed. Thank you, Jekyll Slow. See you. Summer of Christopher Lambert. But like one that I landed on, one of the just casting ideas that I had for Convent Chronicles Revelation would be like the character of Gray. I'm like, okay, I think Daniel Radcliffe, him. I'm tired. Oh, it's been a day. Dagger's got me kind of like Asylum. It got me to kind of like Asylum too. I gotta watch more Asylum movies. I gotta star in an Asylum movie. I gotta head on down to Los Angeles and I gotta knock on that door and I'll be like, hey, you know me. Put me in there. Put me in the game, coach. Whatever the hell you're filming in there, I'll guest star. I'll just let me in. I'll be in whatever damn movie you're working on today. I know you're working on a movie back there. You never not. Just run on set. They're gonna use They're gonna use this shot anyway. They never take more than one take. uh, you mean Meth Gator? Did Asylum ever give me copyright issues? I mean, sometimes, but less so. Would Asylum cast me in the Asylum version if I spit on your grave? Oh no. I use your tomb as a spittoon. Okay, but this. I should take over Asylum. A really epic lore master? I don't know. Stranger things have happened. Contact Synapse FX and they will get you in an asylum film. Tell them Robert sent you. I was Synapse FX lead agent 20 years ago. Hook them up for transmorphers. I shit on YouTube. There we go. There we go. Would the asylum take me to the asylum? Probably. Would I ever visit Japan again? I'd like to. I'd like to. Though I wouldn't trust the asylum to make the film version of Convent Chronicles Revelation. I have a feeling that things would not be quite as epic, you could say, as the original plans. Bye. Whoa, jeez. I think that's just wind. Let me check that real fast. Yeah, okay. And yeah, it's just the wind. The screens on the windows when the wind blows a certain way just kind of jostle and boom, 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 bang on the. What? Yeah, it's a terror girl right here. Name is on the IMDb. Some horror stories. Oh, good boy. Ah, you applied to Asylum to be an actor and review movies. Applied to be in Asylum as an actor and then review the movie that I'm in. Okay. Yeah. We could do that. We could do that. Racking your brain trying to figure out who would be a good Scarlet opposite Gray. Oh, yeah, Scarlet. Like they don't have to be a natural purple hair. We could think outside the box a bit there. Their hair doesn't have to be naturally purple. It could be dyed. But who would be a good Scarlet? Transmorphers, the lesbian makeout scene costs more than the subpar animated robots. Not too surprising. Not too. Oh, that is that era of the asylum with all the lesbian makeouts. That was an awkward era. It's like I'm here to watch a shitty movie. Why are you trying to jingle those keys in front of me? The actual Scarlett Johansson. I'm Yeah, but she would have to look in her 20. That's the thing. Scarlett, her she looks really young. Like not like really young. She looks young. There is a point to the contrast where you have the older nuns, like you have Mother Superior Sophia, and you have Elisabetta, de aging CGI. Joking when I say this, but Courtney Love has purple hair. possible but expensive. Well, I mean, we're going with just a wish list casting here. We've got Daniel Radcliffe as Gray. I'm we're just spitballing here. Though the idea of like who would play Angelica is still like really important. And yeah, like I think the idea was okay. I'm just not sure entirely. Alicia Silverstone in her youth. Well, that's the thing. While I'm still saying like wish list casting, it's still like so money is no object, but the time in which we exist is. Would cast complete unknowns. That's probably the best bet. It's just kind of hard to say. Find the perfect person out there in the 8 billion folks on this planet who happens to be the best match for this character and a good actor, or mostly actresses. Jenna Ortega for Angelica. I feel like Jenna Ortega would make a okay Lucia. Maybe a Teresa. But I wouldn't think Jenna Ortega would be Angelica. Right. It has been a long, long time. Right. Uh, yeah, it's about 11, so I gotta take care of things around here. I gotta prepare for sleep. That's another thing with all these windows everywhere. A lot of sunlight comes in, waking me up in the morning, making me tired at night. But good night, everyone. Thank you all for watching. I'm Deca Shadow, and remember, Counter Chronicles Revelation is out. The link is right there in chat. Haha. I I made something. Woohoo! And hopefully things will smooth out soon. Let's see. Who can we read out to? Certainly we can read out to someone. Alrighty. Hammer Razor playing some World of Warcraft. Drops enabled. May as well drop on by and say hi.